Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Reach coming to you here. This is a pretty big day here on YouTube last night with the passing of Roddy Piper. It was great to see the outreach and the outpour of all of the people here in the YWC that make videos pouring out and saying how much they really loved and how much they held Roddy Piper close to them, being, maybe not everybody said it was one of their favorite wrestlers, but a lot of people gave him the respect of being one of the best wrestlers, one of the best mic workers, having some great angles, maybe saying that wrestling wouldn't be as big if it wasn't for Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff, WrestleMania 1. WrestleMania never would have grown to be what it is today. But with UFC 190 coming out tonight, of course, it's Ronda Rousey in the big fight going up against another chick. But Ronda Rousey, got her name, Ronda Rousey, from Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is one of her favorite wrestlers. I believe it was last year at SummerSlam, which would be SummerSlam 2014. Ronda Rousey can be seen in the front row wearing a Roddy Piper t-shirt and a Bray Wyatt hat before being pulled backstage to do the Ice Bucket Challenge with Stephanie McMahon. Ronda Rousey has come out and dedicated tonight's fight, UFC 190, to Roddy Piper, her favorite wrestler. And that's just another way of showing you how much Roddy Piper really means to wrestling. That a big UFC fighter who has been basically headlining SportsCenter all week long. ESPN has dedicated a lot of coverage to UFC 190. And Ronda Rousey being one of the biggest UFC stars, even in the women's division, you can see that Roddy Piper really touched a lot of people, and you can definitely tell from a lot of other fighters throughout UFC that have sort of reached out and grabbed a hold of doing promos. Chael Sonnen basically got famous off of basically delivering promos against people that make you want to see a fight. Even though there wasn't a lot of hype behind it. Chael Sonnen, near the end of his career with UFC, he lost more fights than he won. He was given championship shots basically because he made Dana White and UFC believe that people were going to buy the fight to see a real grudge match. And when it comes down to it, anybody can get into the octagon and fight. But I mean, if they're fighting for a reason and you really believe the reason that they're fighting, you're really going to want to put that $60 down in order that fight, in order to see it on pay-per-view. And when it comes down to it, that's the business that UFC and Dana White are in, is trying to make money off of these fights. Roddy Piper was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and I think it's really cool for Ronda to give a whole lot of press and publicity to Piper today. I know that he got a lot yesterday, and honestly, to me, it crushed me more than Dusty Rhodes last month. It probably hit me more than Dusty, Warrior, Savage. Savage's was a real big blow, mostly because it just came out of the middle of nowhere, it seemed. Savage was nowhere in any headlines for anything. He kept out of the publicity. He didn't really want to be reported on. He just lived down in Florida with his new wife. That was probably the last headline you heard about Savage, is when he got married. And man, it just sucks to keep losing our heroes like this, but it's really nice of Ronda Rousey to reach out and sort of give a little bit more press to the death of Roddy Piper, and put him over as one of the best of all time.